What up?
What up? What's going on, guys?
Wow, welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode.
Just another failure podcast. This is weird.
This is weird. We are. It's just
It's back to the two of us
back
again.
to just the boys.
Man, we've had
No guests.
3 strong weeks of visitors on the show.
Yeah. Been cool though.
It's been awesome.
Been fun.
I've actually I've really enjoyed it. We got good feedback too.
Yeah.
Like
the guests have been a lot of fun. People have been enjoying us having other people on and not just hearing our voices all the time because we get annoying,
I annoy myself.
You annoy me too.
I get sick of you.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
This show's great already. Sweet.
But no, it was fun. Like Alex, that was cool. Like bringing Alex on for our first guest and just kind of figuring out how to have a guest on the show. We have a lot of usable space in the studio and figuring out how to make it work.
I will say having no guests in here right now,
Oh, dude,
there's so much room for activities.
We can build bunk beds in here right now.
We could do aerobics.
Oh man, like karate.
It feels nice.
Dude, I could stretch my legs.
I will say I do miss having somebody else on here, but I'm not complaining about the room. Loving the room.
The Ha Man.
The Ha Man was.
What did you think about the Ha Man? Like that was Alex is like our mutual friend, but that's more your buddy.
Right.
We both known him. We both hung out with him.
Hanging in
and out with him. But Ha Man.
Yeah, Ha Man. That
was your first time hanging out with the Ha Man.
I think that's almost what made that even more amazing. Was that that was just in the moment. First time meeting the guy, we went and had dinner. And then, we came into the show.
Great sushi.
So, all those stories were,
And,
I was legitimately, sitting here tripping out on those stories.
Well, it was funny because, we had a good talk at dinner.
Yeah, we had fun at dinner.
He was getting to know you a little bit more, and, we were talking about our past. And, you heard a lot of stuff at dinner that we didn't even touch upon on the show.
But that was, the crazy part was, at dinner, I was like, oh, my God, this guy is hilarious. The stories are insane. And then we got in here, and he starts throwing out more stories, and I'm just like, dude, this guy is out of control.
Who are you?
Yeah, I'm like, where
did you come from?
Where have you been? Yeah, exactly. Where have you been?
That was great. And then we finished it off last week with our guest with John, and John was awesome.
John was fun, too.
John's another mutual friend of ours, and we have great stories with him. You have a lot of past traveling with him as well as I do. So, all together it was cool, but I think we do have more guests that are going to be coming on.
Yeah, we'll definitely have more guests on right now. We technically were supposed to have another guest on, but life happens sometimes.
They had a little bit of a family emergency.
We'll have to, we have to reschedule. But I'm not even mad about it because it's just the boys back in the studio.
The boys, dude, and we get to have fun and we get to kind of just talk about stuff and without interviewing and just have a good time tonight.
And the weirdest part is it feels like it's been so long since just me and you have done it, but it's literally only been 3 episodes.
It feels ages, dude.
It feels like I wanted to tell you that today, where it's funny because it feels. I was gonna say
when was
I was
the last
about to
time
be the good old days, and then I was like,
the glory days.
Yeah, I'm like, it's literally been
it's been 3 weeks.
I'm like, what the hell?
Welcome to millennial life.
I guess.
Welcome to COVID life.
That feels so long.
Right? But that's just COVID life now.
Dude, right?
Everything just feels like an eternity ago. Like Carol Baskin and Tiger King.
I want to go back to that.
Dude, that was
I want to go back to the good days of when COVID just started and
everyone
lockdown
was unsure.
People were stoked on lockdown.
Yeah, kinda.
No, a lot of people were like, bro,
2 weeks off work.
2 weeks off work. I get to do whatever I want.
I get to binge watch.
It was a good time.
Everything on Netflix, and then you finish Netflix in 2 weeks, and then you're like,
well, and that's what I was about to say is that now,
but
this whole lockdown program really starting to get old.
I'm over it.
It's getting old.
I'm over it. I'm done. I want the world open.
I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm finished with this.
Yeah.
When this ends,
it needs to end now. I'm done.
Netflix is getting desperate. Dude. But Netflix, the creators at Netflix or whoever does the trailers for episodes can make any show look like the most rad show and just
and hook you right in.
And
so this is. Remember, I was talking to you about this earlier today. There's a documentary called Speed Cubers.
So
Bro, it's a 40-minute.
I looked at him crooked when he said this to me because I was like, "What are you talking about? Speed cubers?"
40-minute documentary
of intense
on Netflix about the 2 fastest Rubik's Cube solvers, or however you want to say it.
I didn't see that going this way.
Yeah,
Rubik's cubes.
Rubik's cubes. Like
Wow.
world.
Oh, well, I thought this was going in a different direction with speed cubers.
Hear what I'm saying right now.
I thought we were talking about like ice blocking down a mountain.
Right, that'd be so cool actually though.
Oh, we
but
should do an
no.
ice blocking
Hear
show.
what I'm saying right now. World championships. There's people that come from all over the world to try and earn in different categories of Rubik's cubes. So it's not just fastest. There's like
3x3.
There's like the different like amount of blocks on the cube. There's like fastest. People do it with their feet, do it blindfolded. Like this is the Olympics of Rubik's cubes.
I didn't realize Rubik's Cube. So is there like a regular season and then a playoff?
I don't know. Is there like a regional? You got to qualify.
Well, you watched it.
I didn't. I haven't committed to watching that because I just.
Man, I thought you watched.
No,
this.
I didn't commit to watching it. But like we were talking about, the trailer.
He did show me the trailer,
Hooked.
and literally, like you've never been so excited about a TV show off a trailer.
Like you know those football movies where they like, you see the preview and you're like, I'm gonna go run through a wall. I mean, imagine
like Jackass 2001. I'm gonna go jump out of a tree.
Yeah, so like twist that around into like the nerdiest version you can. This makes me want to go get a Rubik's Cube and solve it, which they said too. The average person solves one of those in 3 hours.
I'm far.
When?
Apparently, I am below.
Because I'm looking at 3 days to 3 weeks at least.
I'm 33 years.
Like there's
I'm 33
no way.
years. I thought I was above average, but after that statistic,
yeah,
I could do it in 3 hours if you let me take the stickers off.
Yeah, just twisting around a black cube. Solved it.
No, just re-put the stickers on, match it all up.
I did it.
But yeah, no, so I watched the trailer, we watch it, and they're like, yeah, who's going to take the world title? And they're like, Travis. And you're like, what? Who's Travis so-and-so? And you're like, what?
Dude, there's 2 kids that are like legitimately, they run the show.
And they're known.
They are they're the big dogs. Like they are the, pardon my French, the shit. You know what are you just chugging right now?
I was dehydrated.
Oh my God, guy, mellow out.
Sorry, I was a little parched.
Yeah.
You were getting me excited with this Rubik's Cube thing.
I'm telling you, that's what the Rubik's Cube. That's what the
I just got all parched
on
off that.
No, but so yeah,
these
two dudes are solid chug by the way. So these 2 dudes are
going head. Well, one has autism.
One has autism, and that's like the underdog story. Like this kid has a disability, and you know he's like still able to.
But
potentially, but I have a question about that because like autism's kind of like having like a
superpower.
You're kind of it's like taking performance enhancing drugs.
I mean, I have friends that their kids are autistic.
Same, but
but like they're honestly like they're very interesting.
They can focus on stuff like
well,
that.
There's different
so
levels. There's different levels. So like the autism spectrum's like it's there's different levels of the spectrum where the kids are on, but in general, it's like your cousin Reed, like with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Like,
well, not the same, but
they're very interesting. Like they're very, very interesting. Like just watching how they process and because they have a lack of being able to communicate with the outside world and where their brain focuses their energy. Like they're showing that one kid on the Rubik's Cube thing that is like playing piano with like his feet at like 6 years old, like the kid, and then absolutely insanity. But yeah, I mean,
like some of them, it's like it really does. Like you have almost a talent because of just the way like your mind like focuses.
You have
on
a natural
stuff.
talent that you're unaware of.
But so that's what's like this story is about him, and then this other kid that is just absolutely a monster at solving Rubik's cubes with their like buddies, and they're going after this title of being like.
I'm the best Rubik's Cuber in the world.
Biggest nerd on the planet. I mean, best Rubik's Cube guy on the planet.
You can't call them that.
Sorry, it slipped.
They are specially gifted people.
Yeah, but
it's great, though, because they're like 2 best friends now. But when they're in the moment...
Oh, bro, it's like...
Dude, they might as well be kicking each other in the face.
Oh, they're just like... They're dogging each other, like staring at them, down, like staring them down, like getting in each other's head.
Is there a Rubik's Cube face? Like, don't show me your Rubik's Cube face. Like,
don't even
like
know.
a poker face? Like, there's a poker face. Is there a Rubik's Cube face?
I can't even give you a Rubik's Cube
Just
face because I can't even do a Rubik's Cube.
Blank stare, just.
Well, dude, that's the gnarliest part. Like, you saw some of them on there. Dude, these kids' fingers are just like, and then the thing's solved. And I'm like sitting there like, red.
All off of a.
How do you get the yellow one over there? How does this work?
Devin's still a minute into the preview and it's already done. And he's still just processing what the first 30 seconds just told him.
My mind is blown that this kid just twisted his fingers 3 times and solved a Rubik's Cube. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to even.
He's still trying to figure out how to tie his shoes.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you make just one row match? Just one. That's all I want.
Just one.
Been at this thing for 3 days. I got one row.
So maybe we need. Yeah, like I think we need like a Netflix editor to edit our life because apparently they just can sync.
They can
anyone.
make anything look cool.
Yeah,
literally
me.
Any show. They might have trouble with you, but yeah, I mean they'll probably work with it.
They're like literally.
They'll get their best guy on it. Hey, can you make this guy look cool? Oh my God, give that to Jim. He's the man at making shit look cool. I know this guy's embarrassing, but yeah.
This guy's a dork.
This guy's a loser.
How's this preview look? Yeah, no, it's.
How do you get making denied by every girl he talks to look cool? That was mean. I'm kidding.
How did you flip that into an absolutely a story that you just want to bawl your eyes out to now and really just hook line into this one?
Yeah, yours just.
You just really feel for this guy now.
Yours just turns into like Fault in Our Stars. Except your love life has cancer and just dies.
Netflix can make Wayfair look good. Oh.
Wow, that hurt.
That was too far.
I know. I'm sorry. I take that one back.
I was saying Netflix can make Wayfair look good.
Oh, come on, dude.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's probably too far.
That's just tasteless.
They can't do that.
Grow up.
They probably can't do that.
Grow up.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to do that.
Yeah.
That's just messed up. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and buzz over that. We're probably just got canceled.
Yeah, Phoenix, you're gonna have to edit that one out before Matt gets some death threats in his mailbox. Good job, pal. Nailed it.
Man, but yeah, honestly, Netflix is. Hulu just doesn't do it. Like Hulu doesn't. They make it too confusing on the platform to even get to the trailer.
Yeah,
and then the trailer
Hulu has some good shit on it too, though.
They have good shows, but they just don't hook you in like Netflix hooks you in.
It's
like
not
you
the
could
same.
you could be
it's like a knockoff.
You could
Netflix.
be 3:00 in the morning, eyes about to be closed, and Netflix just pops up, and you're like, huh? You know what? I could stay up till 5.
Yeah, I think I got a couple episodes in me.
I think I got a sunrise in me right now.
So bad. Netflix is just, oh my God. But I think, let's be honest, Netflix has saved you through this whole COVID experience.
It really has.
Because without Netflix, like, what else would you do? Because you can't do anything.
Can't go. We can go outside. I like how like everything now though, like no one really takes it serious though anymore. Like everyone's just over the whole seriousness.
Dude, everyone's just over.
People are like, this trail's closed. Sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there anyways.
The best part.
You have to wear a mask in our restaurant. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk through your restaurant without the mask on.
Devin's community pool the other night. By the way, we've all been going for a couple of weeks now. We're usually the only people in the pool. So we showed up the other night, and apparently the community pool was just having a COVID party. So we walk.
COVID rager.
So we walk in, and there's a security guard in there, and you have to walk through a gate for 6 feet in an open area outdoors with a mask on.
I think we have to give a little background on Officer Doofy though, because this guy is just.
Don't call him that. He's a nice guy.
He's Officer Doofy, literally.
Okay.
Like, we walk in, and this guy's like, "You need to wear a mask," and we all just put our towels over our face, and he's like, "No, you have to have a mask," and we just kept walking.
Halt! Who goes there?
Yeah, we're like, bro, just stop. Like, we're going in a jacuzzi. You're mellow out.
So then, yeah, he's not even stoked on us at all, and we walk in.
I wouldn't be stoked on us coming anywhere either, honestly.
But so there's like 3 people in the hot tub. The hot tub's like 50 feet in diameter. It's like the world's biggest hot tub. Well, it's not the world's biggest, but
world's biggest hot tub.
It's a large hot tub, and there's like 3 people in there, and so we go to get in. The security guard comes back over, like, they still have a little breathing problem, and he's like, "There's that guy out of breath just coming over, like 600-pound sisters over here, just running over to us." He's like, "Excuse me, guys, one group in the hot tub at a time." We're like,
that was the funniest thing I've ever heard of because, like, what?
So we proceeded just to look at everyone else in the hot tub and go, "Hey, can we be part of your group?" And then you're like, "Yeah." We're with them now.
Yeah, so we're all one group now. Have a nice day.
Meanwhile, other people came in, tries to tell them the same thing. We're like, no, he's in our group too. We just invited everyone in.
It's just a joke.
But oh man, yeah, this COVID, no one's taking it serious anymore. Everyone's over it.
Everyone just wants it to be.
Everyone
done.
wants life back.
Well,
we all want our jobs.
Remember
back.
what I was telling you that like, when COVID ends.
Oh man,
it's starting to sound a lot like
winning the lotto.
When I hit the lotto.
Right.
Because it's like it's never gonna happen. Like this is how it is now.
This is just new life.
Yeah, it's stupid.
There's no more. It's like our odds are like what, 1 in a billion.
That's the odds of COVID ending as well.
Let's see what that is.
Odds of winning the lotto?
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that almost, right?
Roughly 1 in 292 million.
Yeah.
So we're 1 in a billion. We have a better chance of winning the lotto before COVID.
Jeez. That's terrible to think about.
God, it's just a joke. Like,
well, and the fact that we are this deep into COVID and having to wear masks everywhere. I still forget a mask daily.
Every single time.
Everywhere I go, I forget a mask.
Every day I walk out of my house, and like where we live.
Like you would think that this would just be like a normal
and like
keys, wallet, phone, mask. That's nope, still forget that every day.
Like where I live, there's no parking, so we walk everywhere. And I'll be like halfway to the grocery store, and I'm like, ugh.
Like, hold on, let me walk back to go get a mask.
Walk home, so I get like triple the exercise now.
I mean,
because I probably could use it.
It's not
a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
But I think this is the new rule. So if you're a business and you want people to come into your business and you're going to require us to wear a mask, they just need to have a mask bin at the beginning. A little box of masks. Little masks.
Masks.
Little box
Where
of
is your masks?
Little box.
Dude, you are on it tonight.
These little X's and S's are getting me right
tough,
now.
Huh?
Wow. SKs, X's. Little box of masks.
There it is.
There we go.
Good job.
They should have those at the door.
See, I kind of agree with you, but then I kind of also like that'd be like telling a guy that does construction that'd be like you showing up to a construction job and being like, yeah, you should have tools for me. They'd be like, no.
Maybe.
It's
I
kind of the same.
I don't know. I mean, if you want our business, supply me with the gear to come give you my business. I'm a paying customer. Where if I go to work, I'm getting paid to go to work. I'm not paying to go to work.
Yeah, but you also need to bring the requirements to do that job.
Yeah, but going to grocery shouldn't be my job.
How's that stutter too? Go grocery. Go hello.
Oh, I mean, that's just not my job. It's like a necessity.
I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from, but
also, like, if you're healthy, I'm not going to miraculously form the virus out of a cough.
You don't know that.
I feel like I do.
Put it in on Facebook and see if they block you, and then you'll know.
Right?
That's how you'll know.
That's the new way to figure out any fact in life right now.
Yeah, just put it on Facebook. Put it on Facebook. They'll cut it right off if it's wrong.
If it's wrong, done.
Love it.
Everyone's a fact checker too.
Love it. Yeah,
everyone is a scientific fact checker in this world.
That's just how it is.
That's like my new favorite thing. You get something banned on Facebook, and they're like, "You were blocked by an individual fact checker." What does that even mean? Like, who went to college this year and got a degree in individual fact checking?
Who found your random page that you posted, and the guy was like, hold on. Yeah, no, this isn't right. Let's get this guy out of here. You know what I mean? Like,
that's your job. You're just sitting there on the computer all day. And
let's see what this guy's got.
Oh well, I am offended. No.
Hold on. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Did this guy say his own name was Matt? Let's check the database here. Says Matthew. This guy's false. We're gonna block him.
It's not even Matty. It's not even a short version.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
Cut him out.
He's done.
Cut him out. He's done.
Clip him.
Speaking of clipping as well, I just got my hair cut recently. And with we're gonna keep the whole COVID thing here. Dude, getting your hair cut is legitimately it's like
drugs.
a drug deal.
Yeah, you gotta
It's nuts.
You gotta go to a back alley in the middle of the night.
Dude.
You gotta knock 4 to 3 times.
4 to 3?
Yeah.
Or 3 to 4?
Either one.
Okay.
No, sometimes they do it the other way around just to make it, less conspicuous.
Just to
make sure you were paying attention.
The feds are more of the 3 to 4 type. So if you say 4 to 3, they can't come in there.
That just totally the
True.
FBI van was like, what's 4 to 3?
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
So sometimes you just go in the middle of the night. So what time did you go get your haircut? Like,
no, it was midday, but like I couldn't go to like a normal like salon or nothing, or barber shop, whatever you call them.
So you go to like a dungeon in someone's house?
No, I just went to, their house, but...
You have to go through the back window?
Like, yeah, I had to, like, knock on the door, and they're like, who is it? And I was like...
Did they put a wig on you?
I was like, yo, you got the stuff? And
you got that fade?
They're like,
you got that fade?
They were like, yeah, come in real quick. And then I was like, yo, like, show me what you got. And they just rolled out, like, the clippers and stuff, and I was like, oh, fuck. You got the good stuff.
They got the good. They had the medals?
And they're like, sit down, I'm going to blow your mind. And then just trim me up.
So, but when you left, did they scoop the hair off the ground, tape it back together, and put it on your head? So when you walked out,
no, they burned it just in case, like I had COVID on it.
You're clearly coming back outside looking different. They're gonna know something happened.
Yeah, they just taped it to my forehead. Nothing to see here, folks.
Just put like a pink wig on you.
This guy's like in a van, like with his it's got like a radar dish on the top, and they're like, let's see. Oh, nope, still on his forehead. No, this guy's clean.
Hey, Mike, can you pull up that photo of Devin?
Yeah.
Okay, can you enhance?
Yep. He still has that hair on his forehead. Yeah.
All right, no, right side. Right, look at the right side.
I think it's different.
Enhance.
They might have trimmed something.
Oh man, it's hard to tell.
He went indoors and got his hair cut.
Lock him up.
Nuts. But
lock him up.
But there's like also just like you can go to a barbershop and just chill outside.
We're actually the only state right now that has hair salons closed. I haven't fact checked it, but a couple of my friends that are hairdressers online, one of the girls posted today, and it was like, states you can operate in a hair salon. It was like every state but California.
You're like, sweet. Yeah. Love it.
You're like, rad.
It's crazy, man. So this is wild. It's the wild west.
It's making everyone into a sketchy individual, though. Like, it's turned everyone into gangsters. We all have to wear masks. We have to go into buildings with bandanas on over our face. We have to do business in dark alleys.
Right. You have to literally commit drug deals just to do everyday things.
Everything our parents taught us not to do and Dare told us not to do as a kid, that's new normal life.
It's just the way it is now.
We are slanging everything now.
We are slanging toilet paper, hand sanitizer,
haircuts,
nails, like people doing nails.
You get your nail done?
You want me to do nail? You want to do? That also can't, like, I couldn't imagine that being...
So, hold up. What you just heard Devin do right there.
Oh, God.
We have an idea, and we're going to take over a nail salon for the day, and he is going to be doing... You heard that voice. I mean, he's going to be running a nail salon for the day. Can you just, You
want me to do the fingernail? I do for you what color you want. You tell me anything. I do.
Would you guys come to a nail salon, and if you walked in, it was just Devin in a Komodo and the little wood slippers.
Just tick, 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 to the front door. Hello, what you want from me? What you want me to do? Anything I do for you, but you got to go outside. We only do the work outside.
We're only giving a crash course to him. He's going to have no idea what he's doing. We'll give him the little foot bath station and everything. He'll do petties, manis.
Dude, it's all going to be a joke until your boy has the hottest nail salon in Orange County.
Dang, where did you get that nail?
Yeah, where'd you get your nails done? Oh, this white kid over in Huntington
Beach. That
thinks
he's Cambodian.
Yeah, he thinks he's he thinks he's straight from Vietnam. I don't know. It's weird, but this kid like just does magic on nails, man.
You ask him where he's from. Newport Beach.
I'm from the Newport Beach. Where? Newport Beach? Is that in Thailand? Yeah, they're from there. Yeah.
Near the water.
Yeah. Oh, very nice view. I see the water out there. Oh my God. Very nice.
So, if you want to see Devin in a nail salon,
dude,
let us know. If you know anyone with a nail salon that's going to let us take it over for 3 to 4 hours.
There has to be somebody out there that just doesn't even care about their business anymore at this point, and they're like, please just come in here.
Give it all you got.
Yeah, they're just like, do whatever you want.
Hit me with your best shot.
Ooh, there it is. Fire away. Nailed it.
But if we want to know, you guys are probably wondering, though, why Devin has such a great Vietnamese background. The truth of the matter is he's lied to us this entire time, and he was born actually in Cambodia, not Vietnam.
That's the Vietnamese accent, though. Like, I don't know where you're going.
Cambodia and Vietnam are pretty close.
I know, but that the Vietnam.
So you were born in a rice field in Vietnam?
Yep. Very much.
Ho Chi Minh?
Ho Chi Minh Trail, right off there.
Right off the Ho Chi Minh City.
Trail, sorry, Ho Chi Minh City Trail. Trail City.
Were you born on the trail or in the city?
Both. There's a trail that goes through the city. I've never been there. I don't know. I'm kidding.
So Devin was born in Vietnam, and that's why he sound like this.
No, we'll actually give you the real story. So
it was probably one of Devin's best jobs he's ever had in his life.
Dude. Oh my God. So I ended up working at a Toyota dealership that the clientele there was mostly Vietnamese, just Asian in general. And so I was a younger kid at the time, and I got this job through my buddy, and I was like stoked to just be working because then I could have money to just be a normal human. So I'm like, sweet, show up to the job the first day, dude. And we worked on the service drive, so where everyone comes in to drop off their car.
Wait, you were a service rider?
Yeah, I was not a service rider. I was just a
a
service porter. I just took down some information and then whipped that car into the back.
I was one of those at Chevrolet.
Yeah. So
great job.
It was pretty cool.
It's actually a fun job.
If the people that worked there were, a little bit different.
I wouldn't even say it was my other employees. It was some of the people I had to deal with.
This was mostly all the people that I had to deal with. The employees were actually pretty cool. The people that you had to deal with on a daily basis were outrageous. Outrageous. First day I showed up, the guy's like, oh yeah, why don't you go up to that car and take down their information, see what they want. So I walk up and I'm like...
this is like waiting. Devin's like 16 years old, like smile on his face. He's got his Toyota
I did.
shirt
I had my
on.
name tag.
He's all walking over there with his board. He's got the little plastic thing to put over the seat. He's all excited, and he just opens the door. He's like, hi, I'm Devin with the Toyota dealer. How can I help you today?
I kid you not. That is how it went. Like, no joke. Went up to this car. I'm like, hey, what's up? Welcome to Toyota. What can I do for you? This dude just looks at me and he's like, you fixed the man in the light?
Excuse me?
And I was like,
you fixed the what?
Dude, I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, what?
He's man in the light?
He goes, you fixed the man in the light?
The man in the light.
Maintenance.
Oh, the maintenance.
Maintenance light.
The maintenance light.
So I'm sitting there going, excuse me? What did you just say? Yeah, you fixed the man in the light. And I'm like, I had to look at the guy that like ran the service thing, and I'm like, what do you want me to do right now? I don't know what that guy's saying. And he walks up and he's like, hey sir, how's it going? What can we do for you? And he's like, you fit the man in the light? And he's like, oh, he wants his maintenance light fixed. And I'm like, this is what happens at this dealership. He goes, oh yeah, you'll get 30 of those a day. And I'm like, oh my God. Dude, and I cannot describe to you like some of the cars that we had to and I'm not trying to be, an ass or anything here, but there is a certain smell in Asian people's cars. It just smells like fish scales and Marlboros, bro.
Fish scales and Marlboro, dude.
It just smells like bad sushi and cigarettes.
I also learned, if we're going with like cars, when I was working at one of the airports, we used to have to clean some of the clients' cars every now and then. They'd go, when I wasn't flying, I was ground service, we'd get this like $200,000 Mercedes like rolling. They're like, hey, you got to wash the car before they come back on your trip. Like, oh, cool, right on. So you jump in there and you're just like, like, whoa, like what? Like you realize when you have so much money in the world, you don't know where your mouth is. You also don't know what hygiene is. Like, there'd be bloody Band-Aids just sitting on the floor, and you're just like, and like you would like, it looked like they just like took like a bag of peanuts and just were like, and you're like,
no. So
what?
that was.
Did you miss your mouth? Like,
that was another thing that was insane about those people's cars, is like, the car was an ashtray. The whole car was an ashtray. Like, these people's floors were just covered in ash. Like, they didn't even try to get it out the window. Yeah, they were just like, tap it right there on the passenger seat. No worries. Dude, nuts.
It was funny.
Insane.
Because I worked at a Chevy dealer. I was probably like 18 right out of high school. It was like one of my I've always worked like 3 or 4 jobs at a time. I still want to get away from that in my life, but for some reason I'm just made to just work multiple jobs. But I got this job because like, hey, it's cool. You get to drive the cars around. It's fun. I'm like, oh, cool. This will be a fun job. And like for the most part, it was pretty chill. But every now and then, you'd have to take the service car, which we'll talk about your service car, where you go out and you have to pick up clients and bring them back to the dealer. So one time they're like, Matt, you got to go pick this guy up in Oakland at his office. I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't even realize when I left the dealership that I just had an address. And this is before like smartphones. We just had flip phones back then. So like we just kind of had a map, and all of a sudden like I just arrive at this area. I'm like, where am I? Like what is this area? Like, and so I called the guy and I'm like, hey sir, this is Matt with the Chevy dealer. I'm outside your business. And he's like, where the hell are you? I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, sorry. And he goes, I'm like, I think I'm out front. And he goes, I'm standing out front. I don't see anyone. I'm like, it's a big white van. It has a Chevy thing on it. He's like,
hard to miss us.
He goes, you must be some dumbass because I don't see you. I'm like, okay, all right. This is literally how he's talking to me on the phone, and I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Like, let me figure something out.
Hey, old man Rivers,
and so
zip it, I'll break your head.
So I'm like, I'm in East Oakland on the corner of 98th, and he's like, you're nowhere near me. You're such an idiot. I'm like, okay. I was like, sorry. Can you tell me how to get to you? So he redirects me to where he's at, which was like 4 miles away from where I was at. And like I re-looked
nowhere near me.
Dude, I re-looked at the paper and it was just a number and a street. And I was like, this is not useful at all. It was like nothing of an address. And I was like, so I go over there and I pick him up, and he's like, you better drive fast. I'm running late as hell. Your dumbass didn't get here fast enough. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Like, I apologize. Like, we'll get you back to the dealer.
I would have been like, you got it, pal.
I was right. You've never seen a 99 Astro van drift this fast through the streets of Alameda.
Yeah, you thought.
So I'm going back.
Fast and Furious was crazy. We're getting you here in 6 minutes.
I'm going back to the dealer, and I'm going the way that I know how to get back to the dealer. And he starts looking at me and goes, where are you going, idiot? I'm like, who are you? Like, I have no idea who you are. You are just like demeaning. Like, you are not a nice guy.
Legitimately, who are you?
Yeah. I'm like, who is this guy? You're not even rich. You worked in Oakland. Like, who are you? You drive a Chevy Tahoe. Like, I don't know who you are. And
the audacity.
Yeah. So we're going back, and he goes, are you not from around here? I'm like, well,
I was just born and raised, but yeah, no worries.
I was like, I grew up over in Castro Valley. Like, I don't come to this area other than work. And he goes, you have no idea what the hell you're doing, do you? I'm like, I guess not.
You're some sort of stupid, ain't you, boy?
Honestly, dude, I was like, wow. Like, dude, this guy is just ripping me a new one. All, like, just swearing at me, cussing at me the whole way back to the dealer. And I was like, wow, you're mad. Okay, I get it.
You are clearly upset,
get it. You're upset. And so I get out, and he goes to the service driver or the rider, and I hear him like walk up, and he goes, I guess early 2000s you could say this kind of stuff, but he literally walks up and he goes, what kind of dumb retards do you hire here? And I was like, what?
Matt's just sitting in the car picking his nose like, oh, you're talking about me?
Sitting there looking the window.
Yeah.
Did you say something?
What'd you say, sir? Have a good day.
He looks at him. What kind of dumb retards do you hire here?
They just looked at Matt and they're like, that one?
That one. I'll never forget that. Like, my whole time there was a pretty chill job. Other than that guy, I'll never forget that guy. I wish I remembered his name just so I could Yelp review him to this day. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm sorry, Jenny.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I drove the van way too slow for you today, sir.
Sorry, I took the long way.
I don't know how to drive the car real well.
Jesus, right? Dude, I will say, yeah, so the courtesy shuttle was also a part of my job.
We had a 99 Chevy Astro van.
They had a Toyota Sienna.
Is that the van?
That's the van.
Is that with the double door racing doors?
Oh yeah, baby.
Automatic entry?
Mm-hmm.
Your
boy would just be pulling up to people's houses. It's scared. Hit that button, door slides open. I'm like, how are you? Where are we going? And they're just like, what are you doing? I'm like, climb in. We're going for a ride.
Devin's the only one that modified a service van with 4-point harnesses in the backseat of the car.
No, me and this kid had to go. I had to drive the shuttle, and he drove a customer's car back to their house because they had like a whole mishap, and that was like the nice thing to customer service thing, whatever. So he drives the person's car back to their house, and then he gets in the van with me, and I'm like, dude, there's an intersection over here that I've wanted to jump for so long, and you literally pull out of the neighborhood, and it's a straight shot right into this thing. And
Why was jumping cars so much fun?
And I'm like,
that was one of the greatest pastimes. Dude, jump your car.
And I'm like, we need to time this. I need to catch this green light, and we're gonna jump this thing. And the guy was like, dude, you're not jumping this. I'm like, put your seatbelt on. We're going for a ride, bro. So sure thing.
Welcome to the Dukes of Hazzard Toyota service van.
Yeah. So
Bo and Luke Duke coming down the street.
Your boy turns the corner, and that light turns green.
Dixie horn blowing.
I hammered the throttle. Dude, those things haul too. Those things rip.
Soccer moms need to get their kids to practice on time.
I hit this intersection at probably 75. It got her off the ground. Yep.
Sparks
This is
flying.
also the same van that there's off of like the 22.
Okay.
I was telling you about that on-ramp there.
Yeah.
Dude, got that thing up to nearly 100 on that on-ramp, just ripping. Oh, dude, it's a woo! Like, I was just floored it. I'm like, let's see what it does. I had the amount of crazy stuff that I did at that job. I will say that was the worst job I've ever had, but like some of the stuff that I did was also amazing. Because the guy that I worked for as well was the man. I'm not gonna say any names because, like, you know, who knows if this guy needs a job down the line. But for one, I would be like, dude, I am so beat. Like, I had a rough night last night. And he'd be like, oh, dude, we got a spare shuttle in the back. Just go here. Here's the keys.
Spare shuttle?
Yeah, he's like, here's the keys. Go throw all the AC on, take a nap. I'm like, I can't leave. He's like, dude, I got you covered. No worries. And I'd be like, you got it, dude. Go take a nap in the back. We'd smoke weed in his office.
You did what?
I smoked weed with my boss in his office.
John Hopkins?
Yeah, it was me, Johnny Hopkins. What's the other one? I always forget the other one.
The other one's like an illness.
No, they're 2 cancer hospitals. Oh, yeah. No, but
that's right.
But yeah, we'd smoke weed in his office. We'd take rips off of like the little pens, and then he had Lysol spray, and we'd blow it out, and he'd just spray it. And I'm like, how is this real right now? Like,
I remember my dealership. Like, you didn't fit in I was like the odd man out there because I only chewed tobacco. Like, I was just a Copenhagen kid back then. But if you didn't smoke cigarettes and chew at the same time at my dealership, like, you weren't part of the crowd.
Dude, that's how it was there too.
The mechanics would be in the shop. Our service riders, like, every service little booth would just be hot boxed with cigarettes, and they'd have a cigarette and a chewing.
So you're like, you can't double up on that, bro. Mellow out. No, but that's how it was there too. Like I was telling you, every one of them smoked.
Oh my God.
And they would get out of their car and just sit right there next to where everyone was and just smoke. And I'm like, can you not? And then they'd go in there. Yeah, and then they'd go in, dude. And I don't know if you like know this about a lot of Asian people. They always try and haggle prices.
Everyone.
Always.
Every single one.
There would be
every
deal.
time like I go to work in China, same thing.
There would be like a deal going on where like take your car in and you'll get 10% off of your oil change. They'd come in there and they'd be like, you give me 30%. And the guy's like, no, we're already giving you 10. Yeah, you do 30% or I go home. And he's like, cool, go home then. I'm not doing that. And he's like, 25%. No. Dude, 10% then. Yeah, that's already the deal. Okay, very good. You didn't. That's not how it worked, pal. So nuts, dude.
The art of hustle, like even in like every foreign country out there, they will hustle you. That's like always my favorite thing. Like you're going through Europe and you'll be like on the streets of Italy and you'll have the Nigerians all come up to you with their watches and stuff, and they'll walk up and they're like, dude, come get this brand new Rolex. I'm like, dude, that ain't a Rolex. Sorry, come on, $350. I'm like, bro, that thing's $10. Like,
I can get that at Target, bro.
For $350, this is a good deal. I just got this one today. This is real. I'm like, $350 for a real Rolex? Okay, guy.
Seems legit, bro.
However.
Oh, yeah, you did get a real Rolex.
I got a real Breitling off the dude.
Breitling.
Bro, homie, one of the Nigerians, I was like joking with him, and I just started going back and forth with him, and him and I are having a good time. And I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll buy that watch off you, but I'm only giving you $20. And he's like, done. I'm like, sick. And so like
$20?
Yeah. So I buy this watch off.
I didn't know it was only $20.
Yeah. He wanted like I think he started at like $500 with me, and I walked away with this thing for $20. And so
Sir, I don't know if you know how business works.
Yeah. So we had this watch, and then like I showed it to a guy at Breitling, like at the Breitling store, like the legit Breitling store. And he was looking at it, and he's like, "Hey, if you don't like this band, I have a better band for it." I'm like, "Dude, this is a knockoff, man." And he's like, I didn't tell him that, but he like legitimately told me it was a real watch. And I was like, what Like, what do you mean? This isn't
like,
fake?
I spent $20 on that. What
this is a $7,000 watch? No way. Like, I don't know if I believe it to this day, but I've fooled like probably 3 Breitling people with this watch. It's that real.
I mean, if it's that good, then
I need to go try.
Who cares if it's fake?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Why aren't you selling that to get yourself better off there?
Yeah, I don't know. I bought that thing for $20, dude. I love it though, but like, there's other foreign countries and they'll call me to work for a job and they want me to come over for 30 days. They know the rate because I'm not the first pilot they talk to. They know every single one of us is going to tell them the same story. They'll be like, "Hey, can you come for 30 days?" Like, "Yeah, all right. What do you got?" And then they'll be like, "This is how much we want to pay you." I'm like, "Yeah, so that's not even half of what we're supposed to make." And they're like, "Yeah, well, times are tough right now." I'm like, "Yeah, I get that, but you're still going to pay me my normal rate."
You're like, "Yeah, times are tough right now for everyone.
But you're going to still pay me.
I want the money."
Yeah.
You give me the money.
You don't understand. It cost me a lot of money to train.
Dude, that was like... Wait. Actually, let's get your best Vietnamese accent.
Oh, I
Give
can't.
us your best.
I'm not
I'm not good at
that.
No, you're on the spot. Let's go.
You like noodle too? Oh, you like noodle? You want a noodle?
It's like
it's so bad.
It's so bad.
I have Forrest Gump. That's all I got.
It's so bad.
You want a noodle too?
Oh my god.
I don't have the gift of the the hiccup in the middle of it.
It does have to be trained. That's
come on,
not,
let's get your voice. Just come on, go with it.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
You'll fix it too.
What you want me to say to you? You have to make it very choppy. That's how they and then when you can't think of the right word to say, you have to do the pause like that, where you have to wait. You know what I mean?
I had an Uber driver a while back pre-COVID that was from Vietnam.
Straight from Vietnam.
That lived in Alabama for a while. I was trying to film him, but I was crying so hard in the car for him.
He had like a southern drawl with like Vietnamese tied to it.
Kinda. So I got stuck in the car with him from John Wayne Airport to Disneyland during rush hour. Him and I were in the car for a solid hour and a half with each other.
That had to be some pretty insane conversation.
This guy was my hero. I wanted to hang out with this guy at the end of the night. He was doing hillbilly Vietnamese accents, and I was, dude, he was doing every accent with a Vietnamese saying to it. Like, so you do English with Vietnamese with it, and I'm just like, how?
I don't even know if I could even try and
do that. He was doing
Vietnamese and southern.
You gotta get like... Hold on.
How do you... Yeah. Wait, hold on. Matt's about to give it to us.
No, we gotta get like... You gotta get like the southern draw, so...
I just want to hear your southern draw with Vietnamese, actually.
I don't know if I can get the Vietnamese in there. I
want to hear your... Hit me with your best shot. Come on.
Hit me with your best shot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so if you got like... If you have like... You have like the Forest southern draw. And so you have like the... I must have drank like 15 Dr. Peppers that night.
But then you add Vietnamese to it.
But then if you just go like southern draw, and you just got to draw all your words out, and you just got to talk like that. And
I would say just
down there by the river.
Yeah, that's why I would just say, give them that old, southern accent where it's just kind of got that, southern drawl to it.
You just got that nice, real smoky drawl.
Yeah, it's just got that little southern drawl to it, So add that, give me that, and Vietnamese.
I don't.
Come on,
dude. That's so
give
many.
The people
that's
what
so
they
many dialects.
Want. Give them what they want, Matt.
How do
you how hard he's thinking about it?
How do you do it though?
I don't know. That's true.
Dude, like, how do you draw out Vietnamese?
I don't. I can't. I don't even think I can do it.
Like.
Yeah, I don't even...
Talk for a second. Let me get this going in my head. Just kind of figure out yours, and let me try...
What do you mean?
Because I got to figure this out in my head, how to do this. Like,
yeah, I don't... It's kind of
I got to get the rhythm. Like, I have to get, like, the melodic structure going.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and continue to talk about this wonderful experience that I have with...
So you're not going to do the Vietnamese?
The Vietnamese
with
accent
southern draw.
You want me to?
You do that with a southern draw?
How do you even
She likes the way I talk with the southern draw. You got the Vietnamese talk. I can't do it. It's so hard.
It just sounds like you are in slow-mo. You want me to do that? You want me to do
But
the
he was-
sudden accent with a... It's just slow version. No, but what I was about to say was like, because I did take people home as well in the courtesy shuttle.
Did you jump it?
And they had to write their names down, and like I would have to call people's names out. Some of these, I'm like, I don't even know what is on this paper.
Big Mao Hai?
Yeah, no, dude, my favorite one of all time.
Dong Wang?
No, this lady writes her name down, and I'm looking at it on the sheet, and I'm like, was this somebody that works here that's just messing with me?
You're just doing one of these. You're like, you're like Brian Johnson, Deborah Teal.
No, that's how it was. It was like
Bing Mao.
Yeah, no.
And then you're like at the next one. You're like, hey, what do you got? Come on. Who?
That's literally what it was.
Come on.
No, I'm not even kidding you. It was literally like, Brian Tran. Okay. Tony Nguyen. Please actually be somebody that is here. My Dong. Chick's name was My Dong, dude. And everyone that worked there looked at me, and I'm like, I swear to God, it's on the paperwork. And this lady comes walking out, waving her hand, and I'm like, are you My Dong? And she's like, yeah, that me. And I'm like, okay, cool, we're going to take you home. I'm like, why don't you hop in there?
Guys, I'm taking my dong home.
That's what I was like, dude. I was like, hop in there, My Dong. All right, yeah, put the seatbelt on, safety first, My Dong. All right, guys, I'll be back. I'm going to take my dong home real quick. Like, shut the door. She probably thought she was a superstar, like, because I was just calling her name the whole time. But, dude, that was one of the most...
This shows how big of a child you
are. Oh, dude, yeah. But come on, My Dong.
That's a Key and Peele skit right there for sure.
Like, I legitimately thought it was fake. I thought it was somebody...
All right, A.A. Ron.
Yeah, A.A. Ron. No, and there was multiple ones where I was just like, dude, no way I have to say this name out loud.
Well, everyone looks like me, like I'm the horrible person. If I have twins, I want to name them Vag and Window.
Name them what?
Vag and Window.
Vag?
Yeah, Vagisil and Windowsill.
Dude.
I was only in hopes of doing this that when my kids went to school one day and I was hoping they were twins, that the teacher was going to be reading.
His last name is Sill, by the way, it's just to give people up to date on this joke. So their name would have to be Vaja.
Yeah.
And Window. No. You are literally a terrible person.
Could you imagine being
absurd.
Could you imagine the teacher being in class, like gets to the first one, he's like
I don't know. Is this like a French name? Is it Vagil?
Vagisil?
Vagia?
Present.
No, it's Vaja. Vagisil, ma'am, right here. Oh my God. This one's not real either, right? Please say that. Window seal. Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, bro?
Do your parents hate you guys? Yeah, pretty much.
First time parent-teacher conference happened because of the parents.
Yeah, we're actually not here to talk about your kids. What
did my kids do wrong? What did they do?
No. Your kids are fine. They're doing excellent in school. We're just a little bit worried about why you named them what you did.
I just remember in high school, my buddy's last name was Music, and he would sit in class.
His last name was like legitimately Music?
Yeah, Music. And so he would sit. I remember, I think we were sitting in math class one day, and he was always like that goofy kid, super funny in class. And like he would be that kid that could interrupt the class and the teacher wouldn't get mad and just let him go on tangents. I want to say we were taking a test one time and the class is dead silent. And all of a sudden, like you hear him out of like the corner of his mouth. And he's like, I think I'm going to name my kids a lot. And then a lot. Oh yeah. A lot of music. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, and then he's like, he like kind of gets that rolling. And he's like, maybe they're going to be a listen to music. And we're just all sitting there just... Dude, he went on for like 15 minutes on everything he could talk about. Of like, hear me now, music.
You want to know the scary part about that though is like nowadays.
That's a normal name.
It wouldn't be out of place.
So would Vaja be out of a place?
That one you're pushing it.
Kanye named his kid Northwest.
You're naming your kid Vagisil.
Is there something? Is that something I should know about? Like, is it something that's bad?
We'll keep that one on the back burner.
Okay.
We'll think about it.
All right. Yeah.
We'll keep just let it process a little bit.
So, what other kind of good names do you have? My Dong.
Dude, I don't even know. That was the one that definitely like stayed with me through all the times here.
Talking about jobs though. Like one of my jobs, like right out of high school, I went to work at the Disneyland Hotel. And I was living down here. I was like, if I'm gonna make some money, I'm gonna make money with tips. So I'm gonna go work at the Grand California because it's like a high roller hotel.
That hotel is so sick.
Dude, you would get tipped fat. And so like I go to interview at Disney while I was boxing at the time. And so like I was doing a lot of boxing at the time. And during boxing I started hitting the bag, like bare knuckle boxing on the bag. And so like my knuckles were just destroyed. So I pull into Disney casting one day.
Trying to figure out how this story's tied together here.
Get out of Disney casting one day. I get out of my car and like bump my knuckles on my door and they just start gushing blood. And I'm like, oh crap. And I'm like, huh. So like I'm like walking into the interview in like a suit and like a button-up shirt and slacks, and then like my knuckles are just gushing blood. I'm like, oh, this is not good right now. This is not good. So like I check in and I'm like trying to write my name like left-handed because it's on my right hand, and like I'm like, do you guys have a bathroom? And they're like, yeah, down the hall. And I remember walking in the bathroom, like two people are walking out, and I'm just like sitting there like they're like, Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I mean, the security guard gave me some lip in the parking lot.
I got this job interview coming up, and, there was a couple people, going for the same job, had to give them the old 1-2.
Knock the security guard out. I'm fine.
It's great.
I'm going to wrap it up.
I think I really got this job in the bag. I think I've knocked out both of my competition, so we're good.
Yeah, talk about, like, not awkward. And I remember I was just sitting there in, like, the waiting area, and I'm just, like, sitting there and just have, like, paper towels on my hand, like, trying to press down to get the bleeding to stop. I got the job.
Well, I mean, that's all that matters, right?
Just got to punch him a couple times.
That was like me getting that job at Toyota. I went to the wrong Toyota dealership.
Shut up.
And I'm calling my buddy. I'm like, yo, I'm here. Where are you? He's like, I'm standing out front. I'm like, me too. I don't see you. He's like, where are you?
Did he call you a dumb retard?
No. And I'm like, dude, I'm at the dealership.
What kind of idiot are you?
I'm like, I'm at the dealership right here. And he goes, dude, I don't work at that dealership. And I'm like, oh shit. Can you tell boss man I'm gonna be a little late?
Showing up late.
I showed up like 30 minutes late because I went to the other dealership on the other side of town.
Actually, I got a flying job like that. I was 45 minutes late to the interview.
They still hired me too. What up?
So, but I got lucky on this one. So I went to work for a flying company, but I was flying for a different person that day. So his company called me. I'm like, yeah, I could be there. Well, I had delays at my other flying job, so I was running late. So I'm like staying in contact with them. I'm like, hey guys, I'm sorry. I showed up 45 minutes late. The owner of the company, he's still a good friend of mine to this day. I just have the best interaction with people for the first time. I show up. He walks down. He meets me down halfway down the stairs. And he goes, you got 5 minutes to show me you're not a dumbass. And I was like, hey, I'm Matt.
Where did you go in life that everyone just talked to you like this?
I'm like, hey, I'm Matt.
Where was this?
Yeah, I like walk up. I'm like, hey, I'm Matt. And he's like, hey, I'm Tim. And he goes, like, you got 5 minutes to prove to me you're not a dumbass. I'm like,
you're like, I'm just gonna head home. Nah, we're good.
It was so great though. So I sit in his office for no shit.
Joke's on you, sir. I only need 6 seconds.
I sit in his office for no kidding, like 5 minutes. We talk about the airplane. He's like, how much time you got in this airplane? I tell him. He goes, all right. I ask him a couple things, and then we walk downstairs. We get to the airplane. He goes, all right, prove to me you're not an idiot. Start the airplane. And like, I'm like, really? Like, is this the interview? So like, I sit.
Matt walks in. He's all, what are you doing? This isn't the clap-on version. Get the hell out of my airplane. You got it. Sorry.
I did that one time. So yeah. Well, I did that in the video, joking, not for a job. So I start the airplane, and he literally looks at me and goes, all right, see you in an hour. And I was like, I have no idea who the passengers are I'm picking up. I have no idea anything.
Oh, so this was like on the spot.
Like on the spot. Like I had to go pick up passengers from.
Like that guy had to fly those people, and he just didn't want to, so he put a Craigslist ad out, and he's like, yeah. No, so yeah, cool. You're good. You know how to fly this plane? Sweet. All right, see you in an hour, pal.
No, pretty much. Like he like checked my rating, made sure I knew what I was doing, like went through it, and he's like, all right, go pick them up. I'll see you in an hour and a half. And I was like, who are they? Like, what do they look like? Do I have a? No, they'll be there. Oh, okay.
Just they're gonna be standing on the runway. So just I'll pick them out. I got it.
I'll go and pick them. Oh man, that airplane was such a learning airplane. There were so many little isms in that thing that used to get you, and I'll never forget. Air traffic control screwed me up that day, and they descended me too early, and we had a little bit of a pressurization issue. And my buddy, who's the passenger in the back of the airplane, is now one of my buddies. So the owner of the airplane is now a good friend of mine. So him and his brother Jake and Ben are in the back of the airplane, and Jake has a sinus infection, so his ears are ringing. And Jake tells me the story later on. I became friends with him over the years, and Jake literally said he walked away from the airplane going, "I'm never flying with that pilot ever."
Never flying with that dumbass ever again. Son, you didn't prove that you weren't a dumbass. The job is not yours.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and so it was not my fault. Like, we got descended too early, and the airplane had like a pressurization issue.
It's never your fault.
Yeah, no. So he understood. He totally understood it, but it was really funny, just like how I got that job and like how it all started. He's like, just prove to me, you got 5 minutes, prove to me you're not an idiot. All right, let's go.
Well, it's funny when you have people like that, though, like they're cool bosses like that.
Yeah.
Because same thing at Toyota. The only thing that kept me at that job was our boss, because this dude he'd pick up donuts in the morning, or he'd be like, "Hey, go get everyone breakfast burritos," and like hand you money. And obviously he let me sleep in the courtesy shuttle, so that's sweet. But this guy was also, you want to talk about customer service? This guy would do, like, people come in there ready to tear someone's head off. Their car burned down to the ground because of an electrical issue that one of the mechanics did. They'd come in there, "Are you kidding me? This car fucking burned to the ground." He'd be like, "Sir, guess what? This is what we're going to do for you. We're going to get you a steering wheel cover. We're going to get you fresh new floor mats. We're going to make your car look fucking, no worries, dude. We got this covered."
My car is a crisp.
Dude, people would literally, they'd come in there screaming, and they would leave with a smile on their face. And I'm like, what did you do? Because that guy was pissed. And he's like, dude, I got it covered. I'm like, how?
My first day.
I remember someone wanted to rip my head off for putting a license plate frame. They made me put a license plate frame on this guy's car, handed the car back to the guy. He's like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. They made me put it on there." He's like, "I didn't request that." I'm like, "I didn't request to put it on either, sir. I don't know. I just work here."
Wasn't it the best when you got a request from someone that wasn't a real request, and you just went and did your job, and then you got in trouble for doing your job?
Dude, I can't even tell you how many times I got screamed at by people because they were like, "We're not supposed to do this, but put a license plate frame on this car." I'm like, "I really don't want to." They're like, "It's good advertisement for us." I'm like, please don't make, this guy's going to yell at me. And then, sure thing.
Yeah, dealers used to make you do that. They would make you change the license plates, and people used to get so
and people
pissed.
had like
custom ones.
And they'd be like, "Take them off, put them in the seat." And I'm like, this one literally says, "I heart my dead grandpa," and you want me to throw your shitty license plate cover on there? Sir, this guy's gonna punch me in the mouth.
Day one training at Grand California Hotel at the valet. Walk out to the service thing. I walk out, and they're like, "All right, come on over here, get me all ready." And all of a sudden, I just see like these other two guys get walked in, and they're like not happy. I'm like, "Oh, what happened to them?" And all of a sudden, like, I look out of the corner of my eye. There's a brand new Mercedes totaled.
How do you total a car, dude, like
one of them
in a parking lot?
I never really got the full story, but better yet, the guests were there, not staying in the hotel. They were there for a wedding, like at a wedding at the hotel. Dude, all I know is Disney. I'm pretty sure like Disney just walked out to those people and like
they just like yeah.
They're like, "You want to own half the park? Do you want free stay for a year at the hotel?
You guys want 2 Mercedes? Cool, no worries. We'll take that and just let me sign that."
And then how many trips do you guys want to Disney World this year? Okay, those are on the house. You want the suite at the castle? Okay, yeah, we can do that for you.
Oh, you want to go to Beijing as well? Yep, sign that one off.
I could only imagine with that little ice.
Yeah, but I will say, I mean, I did have a little fun in some of those cars. I definitely drifted a couple of them.
Did you ever have to like go out and like the mechanic would be like, "Hey, we need to get 60 miles on this car"?
You just got to go drive and listen to music. Yeah. That was my favorite thing when they were like, "Yeah, we need to put miles on this car." And everyone would fight for that. Be like, "Oh, I'll do it.
I got lucky. I was the only service driver at my Chevy dealer, so I got all of them.
We used to all fight over it. We'd be like, "Dude, you got the last one. Let me get this one."
Dude, I would get like vets all the time. Like, "Hey, Matt, we need 100 miles on this thing." I'm like,
"Yeah, I was at
you
Toyota.
Need 100.
I had
you got like a Supra.
No one, like, rarely did a Supra come in there.
Did you get a Celica a lot?
Rarely. The coolest ones that came in, there was a guy.
Tacoma.
There was a guy that had a full, like, supercharged Tacoma, like, put money into this.
Bad one.
Dude, that thing hauled ass. Just going down, like, Beach Boulevard.
putting out fires, though, I remember when I worked for one of the bosses at the airport, and I was still a line guy. Like, I was kind of flying, but I was a line guy working on the line. He rarely ever came to the airport, and he never wanted to see you. And so, like, I literally walked in from lunch, like 2 seconds, in my own little corner where the back door was to sneak into our office where he would have to come through. I literally just sat down with Taco Bell, like opening my burrito, and the door just flies.
A big health guy.
Door just flies open. I'm like, huh.
Like, you want a bite of my gordita crunch, dude?
And I kind of look out of the corner of my eye because I'm like, this is a pilot or this is someone else? And like, I look at him, I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, all right. And he looks at me and he's like, where's my damn truck? And I'm like, what truck? What are we looking for? And he's like, where's the damn red truck? I'm like, the red truck, the Ford, like where? It's right there. Like, it's out. Here's the key. I need my damn truck. Where's my fucking truck? And I'm like,
sir, I don't know.
Sorry for swearing, but this is how my boss talked to me. Like, this is legitimately how this guy talked to me. And I'm like, I don't know. The president of the company's in the other office with our airport manager, and I just see him poke his head out the window. And he, in like the calmest manner, he goes, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, like you could talk to him like that. And he all storms away from me. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Battle deflected. So he like,
thank you. Let me put this fire sauce on my chalupa.
So he's still screaming, and I'm like, and he goes, find my fucking truck. And I'm like, I don't know what truck I thought what. Apparently,
you have to clarify, sir. This is a dealership. There's 900 trucks here.
This is at the airport.
Oh, airport.
So he has multiple trucks. He has his ranch truck. He has his airport truck. He has all these trucks. We finally find out his truck's at the Ford dealer. Meanwhile, his security guard comes walking through the back, and I look at him, and I'm like, Joe, and he just like gives me the pump down hand, and he's like, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like,
mellow.
Yeah. And I'm like, he goes, sorry. And I'm like, okay. And so all of a sudden we find out his truck's at the Ford dealer down the street. He walks back. This guy's like 85 at the time. Walks back. He goes, you coming with me? And I'm like, yeah, I don't like hot food. Okay.
Can I bring my Taco Bell?
So we walk out. I look at Joe, and Joe goes, don't ask questions. Get in the car. I'm like, am I getting fired right now? He has a brand new.
You're getting murdered.
He has a brand new S600 V12 Mercedes.
Is that good?
I get in the back seat of this car. He's driving. Bodyguards in the passenger seat. I'm like, why is it? It's Joe. Joe can drive.
He's got bodyguards.
Yeah. And so there wasn't enough seatbelts in this car. I buckle up. He's literally doing 100 through the streets. He's an 85-year-old man drifting a Mercedes, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. This is how I died. I died today.
He's all looking over at you like, so how's your day? You're like, sir, you're going 100 down the street and not looking.
So we get to the dealer, we find the truck. He just gets out of his truck at the Ford dealer again. Where's my damn truck? And people are like, who are you? Like, who are you?
You're just standing in the background behind him like, yeah, where's this damn truck?
Starts screaming at everyone. No one knows what's going on. Finally, his bodyguard goes, sir, sit down. I'm gonna. And he walks in. He walks back out, and he goes, "Here's the keys." And so the car comes around. It's covered in mud. Like, it looked like someone just went to an Alabama mud bog. And I'm like, what is this? Like, what is happening? He had the truck at the Duck Club covered in mud. It was supposed to get any maintenance, but he wanted it now. So I don't even think it got repaired. I'm pretty sure the hood was still up when they were bringing it around the service driveway. So he looks at me. The truck comes back. He looks at me. He goes, "Boy, go clean my truck." And I'm like, what? Like, boy? Like, go. I'm like, here we go. So I go back.
You're cleaning that guy's car at another dealership?
No. So I had to drive it back to the airport, put it in the hangar.
I thought you were just at a Ford dealership, like cleaning this guy's car next to like to Juan over there. You're like, hey, how's the car washing gig over here? Is it nice?
So I go back. Dude, I got covered in mud. So fast forward a couple days later, we're up at the ranch at the Duck Hunting Club. And so we go up there.
Love how you say it with the accent.
And we go up there, and I drew riding in the car with him that morning. So we fly up, and now I'm in this truck up there. Oh, no, I drove the truck up, and then I was flying back on the airplane. Drove the truck up the next morning. He goes, you guys want to go hunting? I was like, sure. So I draw him for my hunting buddy in the morning. I'm like, how? Like, I'm the guest. I work for him. Like, put me, like, pawn 30. Like, get me on my own by myself.
I want to be with him.
So we get in the truck. It's dark outside. If you've been duck hunting, there's levees with ponds on each side. It's pitch black. You can't see anything. We're going down the I was like, all right, I'll drive. He goes, I got it. And I'm like, here we go again. Him and I in the truck going down the ranch road on the levees. 5:30 in the morning, pitch black outside, and we're just like, I'm like, are we shooting a Ford commercial right now? Like, what is going on? All of a sudden, I just, in like one solid motion, I just like feel catching air, and I'm like, we're dead. Here we go. We died.
Yep. Jumping this one into the swamp.
The truck just goes, boom, boom, and I'm like, I like come to, I'm like, I'm good.
How is that? Like,
I'm
that
good.
Belly slap was like a drum. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my
I'm
God.
good. I look at him. His head's on the steering wheel. He pops back up. He goes, what the hell? And I'm like, I don't know.
He looks at you and he's like, what the hell were you thinking driving like that, you dumbass? Sir, you're driving. What do you mean?
Dude, I look at him. His forehead's bleeding a little bit. We get out of the truck. He had gone off the road and hit one of the orchards and like caught air in the orchards, and we hit a tree. And I was like, all right, sir, like, I'll drive us back to the house. We'll get you off. He goes, no, we're going hunting. I'm like, sir, you're bleeding.
Sir, you have a concussion. You don't even know where you are right now.
He backs the truck out. We go hunting. Dude, I'll never forget one time I was at my other buddy's duck club, and there's Highway 505 is a little bypass to get up to, like,
yeah, nailed it.
Anyways, we're up there, and Kalinga and stuff like that. And so... No, not Kalinga. That's down. What's up there? So we get up there, and I'm on the 505. Why can't I can't think Delavan, Calusa. It goes up to Calusa. It's a Calusa bypass, so we're on it. I'm driving my own truck, and I see this Mercedes. Like, I see a car coming hot on me. I'm like, what is going on right now? And I just see this car just coming up like fast. I'm like, maybe it's a cop. This car blows by me. Like, I'm like, what was that? I like start speeding up. I'm like, that looks like my boss. I was literally doing 107, and I'm like and he's pulling on me, and I'm like
107.
I'm like, he's pulling on me.
This guy's doing $130 later.
Dude, literally, he used to drive that car like 100 miles, 100 plus. I heard one time he got pulled over on the side of the road for doing 140 miles an hour.
140.
CHP get out of their car, and he goes,
they'll take your car.
This is what he told the cop. He goes, do you know who the hell I am? Look at my damn license plate, and drove away. Literally, drove away. His bodyguard was a former cop. Used to get calls from like the chief of the CHP all the time. Like, hey, you need to tell your boss he can't drive away anymore.
You can't just say, hey, look at my license plate and bail. That's not how it works.
Oh, he was like that old school billionaire, like self-made, but he made all his money by how much pressure you could put on someone. Like old school way of business. Like you just yelled until you got your way.
Gnarly.
But man, those were some good jobs.
Those were the worst jobs, but definitely they gave you some character. Let's say that.
I can't really ever say I had a bad job though, because I always.
Hey, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because you worked with us,
bro,
doing some houses.
Devin's getting swindled. Devin talks about me swindling him. He swindled me hard last week.
I did?
Yeah.
With what?
We had to move his mom's office.
Oh, come on,
and we had to move like
bro.
47 tons of furniture.
Yeah, but your pay grade was way more than what you're worth.
I mean, up until recently, I've had a bad job in my life. I used to always be able to pick my jobs and go after what I liked.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you're going to stand there and tell me that little bit of work
stand there. Own fireworks stand.
No, that's what I was about to say, though, is you're going to stand there and tell me that when you came and helped us do some work on those houses, when we did some roofing and stuff.
It was hot.
You didn't like that very much.
It's not that I didn't like it. It just wasn't my preferred job.
So you didn't like it.
I'm a pilot. I'm not a roofer.
I'm a pilot. Yeah, I'm not a roofer either, but I was doing a roof.
But going back to talking about bosses putting out fires, which brings me to our next point in the podcast tonight. Like, what's going on in the world right now?
Dude, right?
Why is...
Buildings are blowing up. There's fires everywhere. It's just...
The last 24 hours... There's been...
It's been nuts. 6
explosions around the world in, like, very unique cities of, like... Dude, we have Beirut, the ammunitions factory and ammonium plant, because someone needs...
Right next to each other.
Someone needs to store 5.4 million pounds of ammonium next to fireworks.
Yeah.
You know, we had that. And then we had... Iraq had an explosion.
I guess the superintendent on that job was just like, he's like, no, trust me, this will be fine. Like, we shouldn't put these next to each other, I'm pretty sure.
Sir, is ammonium nitrate and fireworks a bad thing? No,
we'll put a sidewalk in between them and we'll be good.
Let me check my safety briefing.
They forgot to email it to me.
Okay, he says as long as it's 6 feet apart and the ammonium nitrate wears a mask.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. They were in silos.
Yeah,
they wore masks.
That is some of the gnarliest footage, though. Like, and I don't want to be serious, but that is some of the most insane stuff I've seen in like a long time.
So there's a lot of speculation that was like an airstrike, and there's like new videos that like shows an airstrike. However, like I talked to a couple of my buddies, like some Navy guys that like deal with artillery and stuff like that, and they're like, no, it didn't do enough damage. So like, yes, it did bad damage, but like you could see this building still standing. If that was an artillery strike, like that building and everything in this area would be gone.
It's just gnarly.
Like possibly like Hellfire, like a Hellfire missile might have been able to do that, but the thing is, it was already burning. But again, you know what? I can't even prove this point because I would be this stupid to do it. I'm always that guy when something's burning, I want to go get close to it and like see what the fire is. Because you see all this footage of people like it. There's that one guy that's on the rooftop, like right across the street from as the explosion happens.
Yeah.
Two, how did he get that footage?
Dude. Okay, so me and my buddy were talking about this. How is a ton of that footage coming out? Because there's some stuff that's close where like you're getting worked.
Have you heard of the upside down butterfly?
No.
Upside down butterfly effect?
No.
So I learned about this from my buddy, one of my naval buddies yesterday because we were talking about it. And there's this thing called the butterfly effect, not like the future thing, but inside your body that if you're near a blast, that basically all your internals explode. So all your like your heart, everything explodes. But you're basically a zombie. So your body's still functioning and walking, and and then you're just gonna die either later that day or the next day because your whole body.
You got nothing.
Yeah. And so it was like he said they found. I was like, did they find this out during like World War II during bomb tests? He thinks it was like during like IED stuff in the first Gulf War, where like people would like hit an explosion, they'd walk out of there, and their buddies would be like, "You all right?" He's like, "Yeah, man. Like,
we're good.
We're good." And then the next day they'd wake up and he's dead, and they're like, "What the hell?" Well, when the autopsy happened, they would x-ray him, and their organs look like an upside-down butterfly inside their body. So their body and their brain was still working, but nothing was working anymore.
Whoa, dude.
So he was thinking, like, maybe some of these videos, like, those people are now dead, but they were still functioning.
That's so gnarly.
Right?
Whoa. That is some crazy stuff.
That's deep.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy when, like, insane events happen like that because it's, like, for me personally, like when I think of Lebanon, like you just kind of think of this desert or whatever kind of.
Well, Lebanon's on the sea, so
right.
it's a coastal country.
But I'm just saying, like you don't think of. And I saw a picture of
Lebanon. Beirut's beautiful.
Beautiful. Like this was a beautiful city.
Oh yeah.
And you just think about it, it's like
I've been to Beirut.
That whole city, like half that city, just got. Destroyed.
I know that port. Like
nuts.
I've been there. Beirut's, dude, some of my favorite food and people in the world are in Beirut. Like their culture's cool. Like Beirut's one of those Middle Eastern countries you could be walking around on and some guy's like, "Hey, do you have plans for dinner? Come into my house and eat dinner." Like those are the type of people that live in Beirut. Crazy. Like the nicest people. I had a Lebanese pilot I was flying with one time in Beirut, and he was from there. And he's a little outside of Beirut, but he was like showing me around Lebanon and how gorgeous and cool this place was, and the food was amazing. And it's like you see stuff like that, and then Dubai had a massive fire yesterday.
Yeah, huge fire too,
dude.
And then where was the other one?
Iraq
Trade Center and
Belgium Trade Center today, and then Iraq had one, and then Wuhan.
Yeah, like how does all this
where coronavirus is from? A chemical factory in Wuhan. A chemical laboratory in Wuhan.
Suspicious much.
And then on the border of China and North Korea, they had an explosion.
So gnarly,
like it's all these crazy. It's kind of weird. Like if you start like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you think of like Belgium, that's NATO. Wuhan is where coronavirus is from.
Oh, you're getting real into the conspiracy theory.
It's just like it's very iconic with the cities, and then St. Paul, Minneapolis. Minneapolis had a giant explosion fire yesterday too. I think it was apartments or something that burnt down. But if like Minnie's had a lot of problems like with their mayors and stuff like that. So. It's very coincidental, but it's pretty,
I don't know. It is crazy that all this stuff happens at one time, but it's like, you also think about it, like, everything put aside, like, all the first responders and stuff that have to go through all these gnarly things, and it's like, you have to give appreciation to these people that just
100%.
Drop whatever they're doing to go help these people, no matter what the situation is. When everyone's running the opposite way, they're going towards that.
You are going into danger.
Insane.
and going to try to help people.
Yeah, utmost respect to those people.
Hats off.
And that's why we actually put this flag up today, because
our firefighters have been going through some heat.
Got to give respect to it.
Our police have been going through our heat. Our firefighters have been going through heat. Our medics have been. We have a medic.
Everybody.
We do have a medic flag and we have a police flag, but we were just thinking the fire flag was more representative, just because there's been gnarly fires. And then I think we got the one under control in Apple Valley. That was burning last week. We had a bad wildfire. Yeah, and then apparently there's another one out in the San Gabriel Mountains that we just found out.
Yeah, I had no idea that
I didn't know about that one. I know there's one up in NorCal. But, I mean, we're now getting to a point. This is what's blowing my mind. Like, we had a bad fire in San Francisco a couple weeks ago. I had a lot of friends that are firefighters. We had that bad one in L.A., that big one, like 2 months ago, where that explosion happened at that factory and there was, like, firefighters stuck on the ladder.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bad one. Yeah. But, I mean, dude, my hat's off to these guys. Like, 100% respect. And then, Evan with 30 seconds is giving, that's what the company's for. I mean, the Navy SEAL motto is, like, we're 30 seconds out from the problem. If you're a first responder, a Navy SEAL, a special ops, anyone, I don't care, in that force, when a report's problem, you're going as fast as you can to report.
You're doing whatever you can to help
No one else is coming for you guys but them. So that's big what they stand for. And I just think, like, I mean, it's crazy, though. Like, you think we're coming into fire season now. 2020 hasn't been already the Jumanji effect this year. Like, I posted a video.
If 2020 hasn't already just been terrible, we're just going to go ahead and throw some fires into it again.
Yeah. And, like, everyone knows California, we burn. And we burn hard.
So bad.
SoCal, we get lucky. Like, we burn hard, but they don't turn our power off. But up where my parents are from, they'll have power outages for 3-4 days at a time. Like, no power, nothing. Like, you have no, and that's the gnarly part. When the power goes out, it's kind of peaceful, but at the same time, it's, like, very odd because, like, we all have to have generators now, but, like, the cell towers go down, so you have no cell service. And then you have no internet. And then, like, if
takes you back to the
it takes you back
to the olden days.
It really does. And then, like, I remember last year, like, it cut our cell towers. So it's super funny. You would legitimately, like, go on runs, be like, all right, who wants me to take their phone? I'm gonna go into town real quick, and we'd go down the street. It's like a parking lot where we got cell service, and you see like 60 people out there in a parking lot all making their phone calls.
You hop on your Clydesdale with your lamp and just gallop down to the market. Hey, how's it going, Frank? Oh, how's it going there? You're just like, why is everyone talking like that?
Why is every time there's a power outage, everyone becomes Amish?
Yeah,
I never knew people had so many buggies in town.
Yeah, you're like, where do you hide those?
You guys know gas is still relevant. Like, we can still buy gas right now.
Not during these times, son. What? What do you mean?
The gas station's on.
Yeah, their lights are on somehow. I
don't know, but
yeah, that's crazy. No, man. That's funny though.
It's like a really.
I mean, that's not funny. That sucks for the people that have their power outage, but it's kind of funny going back in time like that.
No, but I mean, that started last year with like the power outages and like PG&E clipping power, but this whole year, like, we're just back in time on like everything. Like, no one's working anymore. Like, it's one of those times.
It's crazy for sure. It's I think I've said this in like the past 3 podcasts. This is an insane time to be alive. Like, this is just wild.
It's like end time stuff, dude.
It's
like,
crazy.
Just gnarly end time stuff is happening like right in front of our face.
Yeah.
And you're just watching. You're just like, what? Like, it's at the point like we don't even know how to stop it anymore.
It's at the point now where like when something else comes out, you're like, huh.
Right.
I didn't see that one coming.
Right. Literally, like,
yeah,
like the next disaster comes, like, touche.
Yeah, you're like, huh.
Like, as big as the explosion, like, that's the biggest part too. Lebanon has gotten so much over the firework explosion, but the other 6, like, you can't really find videos. You have to go search for them. It's like, it's weird what ones like get the attention. It's like, like everyone else ran late. It's like, stupid Lebanon, you guys took all the.
We were gonna do the fire thing first.
No offense, we're joking. Don't get offended. Prayers out to you guys in Lebanon and Iraq.
Well,
and
you're
Afghanistan.
saying it like you're joking, but legitimately, like, for real, like, prayers out to these people.
No, prayers out to these. But that's the crazy part is like it's so gnarly that like gnarlier stuff can happen and people are still just stuck on one event. Like, there's gnarly things still happening.
Well, I think that happens with like anything though, and it's gonna be like that with no matter what. People are gonna be like, oh, remember when that happened? And it's like, Well, yeah, but like, remember when this other event happened that was even crazier, and we're just gonna sweep that one under the rug.
These times where they're making you, if you're not on the overly sensitive and like everything hurts my feelings, you just get super tough during these times because like you just get to the point where nothing affects you anymore. You're just like you're just rolling with it anymore.
Yeah, there's just no feeling inside anymore. You're just like hollow. You're just a hollow shell.
You're like, something bad's gonna happen, and you're just like, huh, well.
They're like 8 more weeks of lockdown. You're like,
whatever.
Cool. It's like, what's the difference? Whatever, dude.
I don't even.
You guys want to bring fucking murder hornets back? Because I don't even care at this point.
I don't even want to say a bad event because it's just gonna happen.
Right.
We're living in Murphy's Law. Like,
dude.
You should rename 2020 Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen will happen.
It's just
like you can say something right now, and I give it 4 days. It's gonna happen.
But like we also have to think. It can kind of only get better, right? You would think. You would think, right? Like,
I don't know if we're at the bottom yet.
You would think that it's like, all right, we took some punches there in the beginning half of the year.
All right, I was telling my buddy about this today, though. One of the cities that had an explosion, it's very ironic. I'm not going to go too into detail with this, but I got a job offer that required a security clearance to go fly over a said city coming up last week. And like I looked at it, I'm like, huh, that's kind of a weird, like, why are we there right now? Like, what's going on there? And I was like, that's kind of odd. And so like I put my application in, like they're like, the job's going to happen in a couple months. And I was like, all right, cool. And then like today, like a big explosion happened near there. And I'm like, is there like conflict starting over there that I don't know about? Like, what is this all? It was weird because I got this and I showed my buddy, I was like, dude, I got this job that I applied for last Friday. And this happened today. And I was like, this is kind of eerie.
That's
like
weird, right? Like, is that just a timing thing, or is it like, was there something behind that?
Right.
We don't know, but I don't know, man. Yeah, it's pretty wild, and all you can do is just turn on Netflix and hope COVID ends tomorrow,
and hope to catch your 1,000-pound sister.
And then, oh God, the 1,000-pound sisters.
What's weirder though? Everything we're going through right now, or deaf, schizophrenic people seeing
so I mean, people will know about that because we were talking about blind people and deaf people. So I saw a fact recently that people that are born deaf with schizophrenia see disembodied hands signing to them. Like, instead of having like voices in your head.
That's crazy.
That is probably some of the most nope stuff that I have heard.
Nope stuff I've ever had.
I have heard in a while. Just the fact that there's sign language going on in your head that's not even your hands, it's somebody else's. That's creepy.
Yeah, that's
so weird.
That's definitely very odd.
So much nope.
Yeah, a lot of nope.
Nope.
Very sad. Dude,
hopefully
so what's
I don't just get schizophrenia.
So what's weirder? Something that can happen tomorrow with COVID, or just the 2020 effect, or disembodied fingers? What's more weird?
I'd have to say the disembodied hands.
So that
one is
pretty
creepy.
That one's gonna get weirder than anything else that could happen this year.
Yeah.
So far, we'll come back to that topic if something weird happens.
And I think I've told you my schizophrenia poem before, right?
Do I? I don't know if I should ask this.
Come on.
What? I don't think I have. Oh, I
You've
do.
Heard this
oh,
one,
I
right?
think.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I have schizophrenia, and so do I. Sorry to the people that have schizophrenia out there.
Oh yeah, honestly, no. Mental illness. That's another sad one, the hard one. But dude, 1,000-pound sisters, man.
Dude, yeah, you turned on that show, and I thought I was gonna just laugh at you and be like, "That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever watched in my entire life." And next thing you know, we're like 3 episodes deep, and I'm like, "This show is."
When we get done with this podcast, we're going back upstairs for 4 more episodes.
This show is outrageous. There's one sister that's 400-something pounds.
406.
And the other sister is like 600. Yeah.
Her other sister is me, heavier.
This girl
I was 195.
This girl is 3 full-grown human men. That's how much she weighs.
It's just crazy. Like,
they're kind of funny, though.
They're super funny. They're really funny.
Because they're from, Kentucky or something?
Yeah, they were going down to Georgia.
Down there in Georgia, but yeah, they're like, we're gonna eat healthy, so we're gonna have us some beef jerky trail mix.
It was so
They
good.
ate like a whole bag of trail mix.
It was
like,
so good,
And they're
though.
like, we're going to need to pull over for some barbecue.
And then
You just ate 9,000 calories. You're good.
then the best part was like we're gonna go lose some weight because they're like trying to get their stuff together and like lose weight and and get the surgery, and so they go out and they're like, we're gonna have one last buffet, and they go to this buffet and they load it up.
Dude.
I've never seen so much food.
The best part was when she was like scooping the mashed potatoes. She's like, we had some mashed potatoes. There's like 9 healthy scoops of mashed potatoes. You're like, Jesus, lady.
And then
Or
they-
the husband making, I can't even say this one.
mayonnaise sandwich. Dude, husband
mayonnaise
sandwich. Just mayonnaise.
White bread,
Mayonnaise
and
sandwich.
just- so gross.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
but no, the fact that they had to go to a junkyard
To get weighed.
to get weighed because a normal scale just doesn't handle.
We're not trying to be mean. Like they joke about their
No,
stuff.
I'm not trying to be mean.
No, but
That's insane.
They had to go. Yeah,
That's
They
nuts.
had to go to a junkyard to get weighed.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
And
I would recommend.
I
I
just
would
can't.
recommend.
I just can't believe though. Like she got really emotional when she found out how much she weighed because it's a big thing. Like she didn't know she was that much.
Well,
But
yeah.
then she gets emotional, but she jokes about it right after. She's like, "Man, I didn't know I weighed as big as a Mack truck."
Yeah, she's like, that made me feel like a Mack truck. And then she's like, get your fat ass up there and make me feel better. Like, well, that doesn't help her.
And then the next day they're trying to get in the car and her sister's hurting, and she goes, "Well, maybe that all we could eat buffet was a bad idea last night."
Yeah, like that was the one that pushed you over the edge. That last buffet session.
But they got like shake weights and like the thigh squeezer and stuff, and
That was the gnarliest.
it's a
stuff,
good
but-
show. Like,
Yeah, actually, I was making fun of Matt for putting that show on, and now I'm gonna go ahead and recommend people watch 1,000-Pound Sisters on TLC because it's amazing show.
it's great, and I think that's a new
And
thing.
if you ever want, I think, to motivate yourself to get on a diet and not eat poorly,
watch that show,
I think you put that show on because we went to have dinner before this and.
We
We
had
were
a salad.
we're like, you want a salad? You want just water and a salad? I think that's good for us.
Wait, you want to split a pizza with the salad? Maybe just the salad
Yeah,
and
I
water.
think we'll just go salad and water. Yeah, I think we're good. And then why don't we run home as well and try and work those calories off?
You know what though? I have a love-hate with my neighborhood. I know my sister loves it dearly, and it's cool. And I know my sister loves this place, and I like being in a house, but it's fine where we're at. But the one thing I do like about here is we walk everywhere. We walk to
It
dinner.
is pretty cool
We
being able
walk
to
to
walk
the
everywhere.
we walk to the grocery store. We'll walk
Yeah.
when we go to dinner or we go to lunch, and we're not eating here. We walk there. So we're very active living here, and we ride the beach path every night. We go out and paddleboard a couple days.
Yeah,
a
you're
week.
big fitness guy.
Big fitness guy all of a sudden. Big fitness guy. But I mean, yeah. So it's been great, and I mean the fitness stuff, dude. I don't know. I got to talk to Brian over there because I think my new favorite one is Think Tank.
Think Tank is, I don't even know what's in it, but I breathe that stuff in.
I wish I had a bottle of Think Tank right now.
And we have one here. We just don't have it on the table right now. But this stuff.
Because I thought I liked the peppermint. Have you had the peppermint?
Yeah, I've had the peppermint.
The
one,
peppermint's good.
too. That one is better than the peppermint, I think.
It makes you feel good. Like your insides just feel like victory when you're done with that thing.
The best thing that I can compare that to is like the 5 gum commercial when they're like, "This is what it feels like to chew 5 gum."
Yeah, like this doesn't
And
do
it,
what
like,
that does. Yeah.
It's like feels like ice going in
Yeah.
you, and you're like, that's what it kind of feels like.
It's been cool though lately because like we call it the alley now, and it's like it's got
sick name because it's really an alley.
It's gotten popular. We got the alley fitness going on outside, and I didn't tell you about this, but we have a guy that's going to sponsor the fitness garage. You have to come over next week and shoot a video with this guy. But we have a guy that was walking by. He makes fitness equipment. He wants a garage fitness gym to video and then give us the product. So, anyways, I'll talk to you more about that.
Sweet, yeah, let's do it.
Aside from that, like our neighbors are getting involved now with it, and so now like when we're working out and like we've been doing circular training, so it's like all high intensity type training. We have rowing, we have a tire, we have battle ropes, we have jump ropes. Everything's high intensity, constantly moving. People start losing their breath, they're getting tired. I'll give them a bottle of Boost. I'm like, dude, give it a try. They're like, does it work? I'm like, give it a shot. And
You tell me.
dude, they'll go in there and they're like, holy crap. And then
That
like next round, like you're ready to go.
Fresh
It's
shot of
so awesome.
oxygen.
Yeah, but I mean that's been cool. And then we always have our flags flying during workout. We always have the 30 seconds apparel. Evan's new hat with positive vibrations.
Love the positive vibrations one.
I just love the positive.
I think that was my favorite flag.
That was my favorite flag.
The positive vibration.
That one and no weak shit.
Yeah, we should just.
Yeah.
I love that one just because of what it says.
It just stands for who we are as people too, because we just
exactly.
always tell each other. But all in all, thank you guys for tuning in tonight.
Yeah,
this has been a fun episode, and it's been
good to just go back to the basics with just the two boys in the studio.
It's been centuries, man.
Right? It's been so long. This is like a throwback.
It's a throwback.
TBT.
Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday.
No way.
Wow.
But we release on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, thanks guys. And I don't know, maybe in 2 more episodes we will have a guest. We got to check our who's coming up.
Check the schedule.
But we do. We honestly have.
We have some people lined up, and we have
4
some cool people that will be coming on soon, hopefully.
And if you're, never mind, I'll save that because
Oh wow, a little teaser.
We're changing the dynamic of what's coming on.
A little teaser.
So some of our other audience will maybe like our next guest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna expand to some different. Maybe some different audience that wouldn't really come into the show normally. But
I'm excited.
But we'll see. It'll be fun. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening in. And I mean, you got anything else? Or you good?
My hat's off to Devin. He didn't swear that much on this episode.
I know. I kept it pretty clean, huh?
Dude.
That's like not bad for me.
That was pretty good. I swore a couple times.
I think it was that think tank. It kept me thinking clearly.
Kept your head in the...
Yeah, I was in the game.
Yeah. Not bad. We're going to keep that going for you.
All right.
We need more think tank.
We'll see.
All right. But thanks, guys. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Have a good one.